Okay, so are we live? Okay, so hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Yeah, it's been forever since I shot a chit chat video. I haven't really given you guys a live update this whole year, either on my blog or on my YouTube channel, mostly because I've just been dealing with the most. Like I've been dealing with a lot of things this year. This year has been very life changing, and there are a lot of things that have happened and that are happening currently, which I wasn't yet ready to share with the public. So I had to deal with it and go through some of the struggles this year alone. And I just feel like now things are starting to get better. I'm starting to see why things were working the way they were working. You know, sometimes you feel like you wonder why are things going the way they're going, why is nothing good happening. But now I understand why some things had to happen for me to be where I am today. So I just want to share with you guys a sort of major life update. Also because I know my YouTube channel has been all over the place this year. And I've barely posted much, but I just want to organize everything so that you guys can kind of understand where my mind has been, so that we can continue this YouTube journey from here. So I hope you enjoy this video. I hope this video helps some of you. And yeah, just to know that not all of us are flourishing in life. Instagram is a lie. We're all going through the most. So yeah, I hope my story helps some of you deal with life. Okay, let's get on to the video. Keep on watching. So let's start by fast forwarding to the beginning of this year. So at the beginning of this year, I was very psyched for the year, mostly because I knew I was almost done with school. I wasn't so sure about okay, we'll get to that later. I wasn't that sure about like my school situation, but I knew I was gonna be done with school this year. So I was excited about that. And also I was just excited to see where my blogging journey would take me. And as well, another thing, okay, English is a problem, but another thing, I relaunched my clothing line in January this year. So if you guys are following me on Instagram, which you should be, because I feel like Instagram people are the ones who know like what's going on in my life. You know, they're updated. Just because Instagram is easier to use, for videos, for YouTube and blogging, it takes so much time for me to sit down, record, edit, post. But Instagram is just like instant. So I update Instagram like almost every day. So follow me on Instagram. I'm going to leave my handle right here. Okay, let's get on with the video. So I relaunched my clothing line in January this year. And I basically, because after a while, towards the end of last year, I just felt like blogging and vlogging wasn't giving me enough satisfaction. And one of the main reasons I actually started blogging was to share my own personal designs with my followers and with the public. So that was always where I wanted my brand to go. I always wanted to be a fashion designer. That was like one of my end goals from like the beginning of my blog, you know. So I decided to just start properly launch my clothing line. So I remember I was back home in Kenya in January, and I got my friends together, most of who are already creatives. So I got them to model for me some of my tops, and I got a photographer, Phoebe, who's also my friend, to shoot the photos and the videos. Okay, the videos just shot them. Actually, I have like behind the scenes footage from that whole shoot, which I haven't yet shared. I have so much content which I've recorded and not edited. Like so much content, even from last year, like from December holidays in Kenya, when we went to the village, when we went to Uganda for a day, when I went to PE this year. Like I have so much content. So I don't know, I just need I need you guys to psych me up to edit. If you guys want to see them, tell me, then I'll get psych. But anyway, so yeah, anyway, we shot the photos. I relaunched my clothing line, and I had so many plans for my fashion design label this year. Like I planned to do so much with it, because you know I've been in this fashion scene for a while now, and I've literally been taking notes when I go for all these fashion weeks. Like I'm taking notes, talking to designers, talking to influencers, talking to behind the scenes people, talking to buyers, talking to just everyone who is involved in the fashion industry, just to sort of understand this industry well, just so that I can flourish, you know. So I already knew a lot, and I knew I had goals which I had set for this year, some of which I don't know if I'm going to um end up doing, but anyway, we'll just see how the year goes. So the first thing I did was relaunch my clothing line in January. I was really excited about that. I left for Cape Town in February. So I came back to Cape Town to finish my degree. Okay, so let's move on from there. Okay, yes. So I came back to Cape Town, and if you guys remember last year, I'll link a video which I did last year talking about dealing with failure, and also talking about graduating from UCT and how much I wanted to graduate ASAP. So I'm going to link those videos up here, so you should go and watch them, because they're sort of also like life update videos to help you understand what I'm about to talk to you guys about. So when I came back to school to register, previously I was almost done with my course. So basically I'm studying a BCom in information systems and computer science. So what that basically means is that I'm studying a double major. So I was studying computer science and information systems were my two majors, but then instead of doing them computer science in the science faculty, I chose to do it in the commerce faculty, just that my supplementary courses are business courses. So apart from doing the normal comp sci courses and the normal information systems courses, the other supplementary courses I would do would be things like economics, accounting, business law, stats. I've done all those. As opposed to me being in the science faculty, where I would have to do things like physics, math. Oh, I also did math, but then I did math for the commerce faculty. So yeah. So my major is BCom. My degree is BCom Information Systems and Computer Science. So basically, I'm in the same class as the comp sci kids in the science faculty, but then with our other like courses are the ones which vary. Yeah. So I was almost done with my course. I was actually supposed to be done with this degree last year, December. But then I failed one course. I think I talked about in my dealing with failure video. So there's this one course I'd really been struggling with. I think this was the second time I failed it. When I failed it last year, I failed it for the second time. And it was my last computer science course to finish my whole degree. So I had finished all my IS courses, all my commerce courses. I had done everything. Even I had finished like the last computer science course of the whole degree. But there was one final year, first semester computer science course which I couldn't, like I had just been struggling with, and I'd failed it. This was the second time I was failing it. And yeah, that was the only one course which was hindering me or preventing me from graduating. So when I went to register, I just knew, because I was like, okay, I'm only left with one course. Like, I'm sure they're going to allow me to just do one course and then I'll finish my degree by June, you know. So I was thinking I was going to graduate like mid-year or something. But then when I went to register, so the commerce faculty has like certain rules at UCT. So apparently if you fail one of your majors twice, then they won't let you continue with your major, and you have to change your whole like major basically. So when I went to talk to my course advisor, he saw that I only had one course left to finish, but then I think my status said something like I can't continue with the major, but I have to change it to something else in the commerce faculty. So he was just like, no, like it doesn't make sense to start changing courses now. You're at the end, like you'll have to do so many other courses if you change. So he called the computer science department and asked the computer science the head of the computer science department if it was okay for me to repeat the course for the third time. So the head of the comp sci department said it's okay, because that course is a really difficult course. Like, guys, you know, people who do the same course as me in like Kenya or wherever else in the world, I don't think you guys understand how UCT comp sci is. Like, it's just they structure the course in such a way to make it very easy for people to fail, basically. So this one course, the sort of the head of the comp sci department was saying how many people have failed it, and a number of people have only passed it on the third try. So it's okay, like he doesn't mind me doing the course again. So it was like, okay, fine. Now, but now I had to get an approval letter from the commerce faculty allowing me to repeat the course for the third time. So I had to like write an appeal. God, you guys, like this is first week of, this is like in February, it's all week time. People are partying, people are just like living their best lives. This time I'm just so stressed about my school status. So I wrote an appeal. I looked for now like the head. I don't know if it's the dean or head of commerce faculty or someone like that in the commerce faculty. I had to get an approval letter from this lady. So first of all, I waited for her for hours. I don't know where she was in meetings. I was just like there outside waiting. So when I finally like got to talk to her, she didn't even like give me like 5 minutes or a time of like any time of her day. She didn't even give me 2 minutes. She was like, why are you here? I was like, no, I'm trying to appeal so that I can, I'm only left with one course to finish my whole degree. I just need to repeat it and I need your approval. I've already gotten an approval from the computer science department, but I need you as the commerce faculty to approve me to do this course because I told you I'm doing a BCom. So I'm under the commerce faculty. This lady was like, hell no. Like she just took my paper and wrote rejected immediately, like in capital letters. She didn't even want to listen. She was like, I don't want to listen. Like, no, you failed the course twice. There's no saying you're gonna pass it the third time. But in my head I was thinking, fine, I know I failed the course twice, but then the 2 times I was doing the course, I was doing it with like so many other courses, which was so difficult. Like I was doing it with 2 IS courses the second time, which were very time consuming, group work, coding, assignments, reports, just like a lot of work. And the first time I was doing it with like 3 other subjects, IS, like some commerce courses. It was just a lot. It was just a lot. So I was like, if I'm only focusing on one course, then dude, I think I can do this, She refused. So basically what that meant is that I have to change my whole fucking major. So luckily, I had a double major, yeah. So I was already done with IS. Like basically I I'd finished and passed all the IS courses already. So so basically what I would have to do, what my options were was to change to something totally different in the commerce faculty, like maybe management studies, I don't know, accounting, economics, something else in the commerce faculty, or I could do IS. I could just make it become IS. So instead of become information systems and computer science, it would be become IS, because information systems, because I'd already done IS. But then since computer science is very difficult, some of the courses I had done in computer science made me exempt from doing some of the commerce courses and IS courses that typical become IS kids would do. Meaning I had to now do, okay, so now when I changed my major, I had to add courses to fill up the credits, which I previously had from ComSci, but which I now currently didn't have because ComSci was not part of my major. So the computer science courses that I did were only going to be counted as electives. So they'll still be in my transcript. It's still going to show that I did computer science, but then it's going to be like I chose those computer science courses as electives and not as my main major, basically. So I had to do commerce courses, like more commerce courses. And this time, guys, I've done so many. I'm just like, God. I was just like, because I was made to do things like economics again, and I thought I was done with ecos after first year, which was just not easy. I had to do ecos again. Now I had to do a whole year IS course, information systems course, which I was previously exempt for because we had covered a lot of that work in ComSci. So I had to do IS again, which is what I'm doing now. And then now I'm also doing marketing this semester. What else? Oh yeah, and corporate governance, which I'm doing this semester as well. So I had to add in some other courses. So basically, instead of just doing one course to finish my degree, I had to do 4 courses over this whole year, and one of them was a whole year course. So yeah, that happened, and I was like super, 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 super depressed about it, guys. You don't even understand. Okay, so as I was saying, yeah, I was really, really, really depressed, guys. You don't even understand. Like I went through a low, which I don't think I've been in my whole life, my whole time in, not even my whole, maybe not my whole life, but like maybe my whole life or my whole time living in Cape Town. Yeah, because I don't want to say my whole life because I went through the most in like high school as well. So this was probably like the most depressed I have ever been or have since I moved to Cape Town. So this is also another thing which made me really sad was a lot of my friends were graduating this year. So a lot of the friends who like I started with in first year were graduating this year, and I had to like attend graduations and be happy for people when I'm just like even me like I want to be one of them, like let's be for real here. Like I did feel bad. And I didn't attend a lot of graduation ceremonies or parties or dinners. I only attended like those of my really close friends just because I didn't want to be in that space, just, to fall even more deep into depression. And also, I just knew people are nosy, especially Kenyans. I just nosy people. Like I knew I'd have to like meet parents and meet people's friends and people just be asking like, okay, so what are you doing now? Just questions which I just didn't want to answer at all. So I basically closed a lot of people off. Like I stopped replying messages. I just stopped talking to a lot of people. I stopped going out. I stopped RSVPing for blogging events. Literally, I just started chilling by myself all the time, every day. And if you know me, you know I'm such a social butterfly. Like I love being out and about. I love meeting new people. I love socializing. But at that point in my life, I was just like, I just want to be alone. Like, don't even disturb me. Don't ask for plans to meet up. Just leave me alone. And then I started feeling so guilty about my blogging because I was like, maybe I failed because I was not putting enough time into my studies. But at the same time, I honestly don't think I would have been able to like persevere through uni studying something I really don't like if I didn't have my blog, because literally my blog has kept me going from day one, from first year. Just knowing that I can fall back onto something that I love has really kept me going. So at that point I was telling myself that let me just rather stop blogging, because also like, to be honest, like at that point, I know my parents have been very supportive through this whole process, but at that point my dad was also like saying things like, maybe you're concentrating too much on other things which you shouldn't be concentrating on. So I was just feeling really guilty about like blogging. So each time I would like upload a video or edit something, I would feel super, super guilty. So I stopped. I just stopped vlogging. I stopped vlogging. I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. It's not like at that time that I was not using to blog. I was like studying. And it's not like that time I was not going out and spending time with my friends. I was studying. I was just in my bed feeling so sorry for myself and just binge watching series and like crying basically. So yeah, like it was really, really, really hectic. And obviously I tried to hide it from the public. So if I would go for something, I would meet my friends, I would put on a fake smile just because that's the kind of person who I am. Like if I'm going through something really, really serious, like really, really deep and really disturbing, I'm not always going to talk about it. I'm just going to like try and deal with it by myself rather. Yeah, so that was a lot to handle. That was a lot to handle. I even got sick. Like, guys, it was so bad. Like, my depression got so bad that I felt really, really sick. It was starting to affect my health. And I remember I'd gone for one of my friends' like birthday parties, and I just broke down. Like, so we had gone for like a birthday party at his place. My friend Ed, you probably know Ed. So yeah, like there were many people around. Like, were just like having fun, talking, chilling. And then my friend Marion, who was also there, Marion studied comp-sci as well. Now she's working. But yeah, she was also there. She was just asking me like how I've been, and I just broke down, guys, and I started crying. Like, I think no one had really asked me like, Teshie, how are you doing actually? Like, how are you actually like, coping? Apart from like Marion. So yeah, I told her what had been going on and how I've not been coping and how I've just been really depressed. And also at this time, not many people knew about my situation. The only people who knew what was happening were obviously my family and my very, very close friends. So like a circle of maybe like three, four friends. So everyone else would ask me, I would just like make up a story or just, try and just avoid that topic of discussion. Yeah. So after that night of me crying my eyes out, Marion told our other close friend Aisha about it. And literally Aisha, God, I don't know what I'll do without you, girl. Like, if you're watching this video, and I hope you are, like, I really genuinely appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, because Aisha is the one who pulled me out of my depression. I remember the next day she came, immediately the next day she talked to Mara and she was like, Teshie, I'm coming to your house now. And also I moved houses this year. So a lot of my friends, actually none of my friends had visited me. And this was around maybe like May. It was about to be time for exams. And no one had visited me. I had not invited anyone over. Like, it was just, I had just been chilling alone the whole time. So she came over. I was really, really sick. She brought me soup from Woolworth. She brought me food. She cooked for me food. She was like, she forced me to take medicine. She told me you have to go to see a doctor tomorrow. Like, basically, she just pulled me out of my depression, and she told me I don't know. But anyway, like, Aisha, if you're watching this, I don't want to get like emotional now. Like, Teshie, don't cry. Teshie, don't cry. Teshie, don't cry. But yeah, Aisha, I really appreciate you as a friend, and thank you for everything that you did for me this year. So yeah, so the next day I went to hospital. I was diagnosed with bronchitis, and I just had a really bad flu and stress. So I was put on like medication. So I was on medication for like 2 weeks. And this was like 2 weeks just before we started exams. And this was like, my final exams, yeah. Anyway, so for me in my head, I'm just like, I just need to get better before exams because I need to write these exams and I need to pass these exams, Around that, just before I got sick as well, my mom had visited me in Cape Town. So she had come to visit me for like a week, which also really helped me because I remember at that time I had so much schoolwork and I was so demotivated to do anything because I just hated being in school so much, I was not releasing my stress into anything creative. I wasn't doing anything creative at all. And I think that was what was really making me more and more depressed, Anyway, so I wrote my exams, everything went well. Immediately after I finished my exams, I didn't even like chill. I went straight back home to Kenya because I knew Kenya would really help me just find my creative energy again, find my passion again, and just start creating again, So, which really helped. So that's why when I went to Kenya, I was mostly like the content I was putting out was mostly creative work, like me designing, me doing my fashion thing, because like me creating fashion is what gives me the most satisfaction. So me sewing, me coming up with new designs, taking photos of my own fashion, like that's what gives me the most satisfaction. So that's what I was focusing on. I stopped trying to put out any other content, I was just like, what, now I'm just going to try and focus on rehabilitating myself, basically. So yeah, while I was in Kenya, I was also trying to apply for jobs and just different opportunities because I was just like, okay, fine, I have one more semester in Cape Town. After that, I don't know what my life holds for me. I have no idea where I'm going. I don't know what I'm gonna do next year. I can't believe I'm going to be forced to work in the IT industry. I was just like, wow, oh my God, So I was applying for very many things. Yeah, so in the meantime, during all of this, when I was back home in Kenya, is when I applied for the Truth Fashion Entrepreneurship Incubation Program. So if you guys haven't heard about this, then you should be following me on Instagram because I talk about it like almost every single day on my stories. So follow me on Instagram, but I'm definitely also going to write a blog post either today or tomorrow, just giving you like a whole description of what exactly the Towards Fashion Entrepreneurship Incubation Program is about, in collaboration with the Startup Hatchery. So I'm going to leave the blog post I'm going to leave a link to the blog post in the description box once I have it up. So watch out for that. Yeah, so I applied. They were looking for fashion entrepreneurs who had just recently started their business. So their business should be less than a year old. Yeah. So for me, I was applying as style tech design. So I wanted, because I'd launched my line in January, yeah. So I wanted to, that's like my baby. That's what I wanted to pitch to this incubation program. So if you don't know what an incubation program is, let's start from there. An incubation program is basically a program that helps startups startup businesses grow their businesses. So industry experts and just people in the industry come together to give you to training, money, and just coach you and mentor you to grow your business. So that's basically what this whole program is about. And the incubation company is called the Startup Hatchery, and then collaboration with Truart. So Truart is the one who's sponsoring us fashion entrepreneurs. So I applied for that when I was in Kenya. I remember I was just like, but I think at the back of my mind, I was just like, no, this is mine. Like, I'm getting this. But I was just like, you know what? Let me not. I didn't really talk about it to anyone. I didn't tell people I've applied. I didn't even tell my parents I'd applied. I was just like, you know what? If things don't go well, I don't want anyone to like feel sorry for me. So I applied for it and I got in as one of the semi-finalists. So as a semi-finalist, we had to like attend an online session where they were teaching us how to pitch our business ideas, because we basically, as semi-finalists, we had to pitch our business ideas to a panel of judges. So some judges from Truart, some judges from the Startup Hatchery, and then some industry experts who would judge us and see who are the top 20 finalists to go through the whole program. So yeah, that's why I was in Kenya for a short time. I was in Kenya for like about 2 weeks because I had to fly back to attend the pitching event. So from that now is when they chose I can't remember how many we were pitching. I think maybe 26 or 27. So from the 30-something semi-finalists, they narrowed down to 27 of us. And then those are the ones who had to now pitch our business ideas. And this was from, I think in the beginning, they were like, okay, so now we're told there were more than 800 applicants who applied. So this was now being shortlisted to 30-something, and then being shortlisted to 20-something again as semi-finalists. So yeah, I flew back to Cape Town. I remember that time my mom was in Chicago. I was like, Mommy, can you, first of all, come back quickly and change my flight because I need to be in Cape Town on Saturday to pitch this business idea. So I did that. I came back to Cape Town. I pitched my business idea. I remember that morning I was the first one. I don't know why they put me as the first one to pitch. Like, why did they choose me to be the first one? So my nerves were just killing me. I remember I took so they allowed us to bring a plus one, a friend, for moral support. And I brought my friend Aisha again because she's just been like there for me through both the good times and the bad times. And I just really wanted to share this moment with her. So thanks for coming with me, Aisha. Yeah, so the morning went well. I pitched my idea, and then now we had to just wait for them to choose the 20 finalists. Yeah. So fast forward 2 weeks later, I got an email saying, whoop whoop, I'm one of the 20 finalists. So, which means that I'm basically in the incubation program, and I'm currently undergoing a 12-week training program where we have classes every Tuesday, basically just training us on different things, how to be better entrepreneurs in the fashion industry. So literally, guys, I've only attended 2 classes so far, and it's just been so amazing. Like, I feel like I've already grown so much, and they've given me so much like knowledge which I previously didn't have. Like, I thought I knew so much about fashion and the industry, but then now I'm just like, I'm learning so many new things, that's why I keep sharing so much on my Twitter and my Instagram, because I'm just like, I can't keep this information to myself. I'm just like, I can't believe this thing is for free, because like, wow. Like this some of the knowledge we're getting is knowledge which I would never have gotten from any normal fashion design school, or just anything like this. We're getting like literally like the secrets like from the industry experts themselves, so it's really an amazing program. So it's every Tuesday we have like we have a class, and then we also have weekly assignments, and then we also have weekly phone calls with our program manager just to check in to see what we are doing. So far I've been loving it so much. Yeah, so I'm just seeing what else I plan to talk about. Okay, yes. So some of the things we learn I've learned already in the program is things like sustainable fashion, which I didn't even know existed. I didn't know there was something like sustainable fashion, you guys. So there's this movie we made to watch as one of our assignments called The True Cost, which basically talks about sustainable fashion. And I found out that, guys, did you know that fashion is the second most polluting industry in the whole world after oil? Like, what? I was so mind blown. Like, dude, And then we're also learning about how so many people in this industry at the bottom, like garment workers in Bangladesh, are suffering so much, while those at the top are just like flourishing and profiting so much of this industry, because there's so much money in the fashion industry, but not everyone gets to benefit. So we're basically being taught how we need to start practicing sustainable fashion and implementing it into our businesses, which was amazing. I was just like, what? I feel so schooled. We also learned about, okay, so we were also made to take this personality test called the vitality test. I don't know, maybe some of you might have heard of it, but if you haven't heard of the vitality test, guys, stop now and go and take that test. It does take a while to do, but it's very insightful. People are saying it's the most insightful personality test I've ever done. And I find it's just like, I was just like, wow, what the hell? So basically they ask you like 37 questions. So it kind of takes some time, but it's interesting because the results are so detailed. So they basically talk about how, okay, so this test, it first came about from some dynasty in China back in the day, and then some scientists refined it to what it is now. But basically, so the knowledge behind it is from the Chinese guys. When people say the Chinese are taking over, those guys are smart as hell. So they basically tell you why you act a certain way, or you keep making the same mistakes because of your personality type, why you flourish in certain things and you don't do well in other things, what season you're most productive in, spring, summer, fashion, fashion, spring, summer, winter, autumn, what season are you most productive in? Like, it's mind blowing, guys. So there are 5 main energies. There's wood, fire, water, metal, and earth. Yes. So yeah, just please take the test and share with me what your results were. Like, it's so interesting, guys. So for me, my top 2 were wood. I had wood was 37%, and then my second one was fire, which was 27%. So those are my 2 main like energies. And as a wood type energy, that basically means I'm very creative, very innovative, a rebel, quite rebellious as well. And basically the question I always ask myself as a wood type energy is, am I free? And I am constantly seeking freedom, basically, which is so me. And also another thing about my personality, where we can be very like controlling, and we can also be very like, we want to implement. So it's either we're very rebellious or we want to implement the rules. So we could find people who are judges with the wood type energy, policemen, rebellious people who break the rules, also, or just people who want to instill, even if they're not working in the justice department, industrial department, they just want to instill justice. So for me, I kind of resonated with that because I'm always trying to spread women empowerment and gender equality, and I'm really passionate about some of these things. And I never hesitate to defend people on social media if I see anyone is like bullying someone on social media, or just like, I'm always ready to like step in and defend that person, women especially. So I resonated with a lot of my personality traits. So that's my main one. My second one is the fire one, which is basically, it's more about, so also another thing. So the wood type energy is like as the spring energy. So that means I'm more productive during spring, guys, which is so true. I was so mind blown because that's so true for me. Like, during spring is when I'm on top of my game. Like, around the like, August, September, October vibes, I'm just like, yes, creating content, just so inspired. Just, yeah, that's like my peak of my productivity. So with fire is a summer energy. That's my second. So fire, people who have the fire type energy, ask questions. So they're constantly seeking like love and acceptance from people, or by people, or connections to people. So it's basically about love and communication and connection. So that's my second highest energy, which I can also see a lot in myself. Like, anyway, you guys just please take that test and share with me. Like, if you guys want, I can also write about more about my results and how I think they applied to me if you guys would be interested in something like that, because I found it so interesting. So yeah, let me know. So that's a bit of what we have been learning, which is I've just really been enjoying it. And also at the same time, so now I'm doing this towards fashion thing. I'm doing school. I'm finishing my few courses this semester. I'm also just I'm trying to work hard on my business to keep growing my business, because that's what this whole program is for anyway. It's basically to help me grow my business. So I'm on the process of registering my business in South Africa. I know it's such a process, but especially because I'm an international person, it's more difficult for me to register here as opposed to a South African citizen. So that's the process I'm currently going through. I've just recently launched my online clothing store, which I did by myself, thanks to my skills in IT. You know, my degree didn't totally go to waste. So I've finished building my online store. So I'm adding like new designs and new clothing items as the week progresses. So make sure to check out my online store and start ordering, because I'm so excited because I've finally found a way to maintain constant production. So yes, please, you can make your orders online, and also you can purchase online. So you can using your credit card, debit card, EFT, whatever. So just check out my my online store, teshieogallo.com /shop, and yeah, just check it out and order something if you want. So as I said, I'm doing the truwords thing, and then I'm also trying to grow my business. I'm in school, and I'm also blogging and vlogging at the same time. So you guys, when you see me not being like a consistent blogger or vlogger, like, guys, I have so much on my plate. Please don't come for me, especially please, especially PR and brands who are demanding content and you're not even paying me. Like, I actually have other priorities. I'm not going to do free work when I could be growing my business or studying. So yeah, you either wait or you just don't bug me, please. But yeah, so I'm definitely still trying to keep up with the blogging and the vlogging, because I still do enjoy creating content. I love watching digital content on YouTube and reading blogs. So I still want to keep my blog going, because that's what I started with, and I still love doing it. So just bear with me. If things are a bit slow, it's because I'm trying to juggle so much on my plate. But yeah, it's all a work in progress. Soon I'm going to be employing people, to help me with some of these things. So I won't, just so I can have more time to do other things. But for now, we just have to do the most. So yeah, basically I think that's what I wanted to talk about. I'm sure this video is super long. Thank you so much if you reached at this point of the video. I hope I didn't bore you too much. But yeah, that's what I've been going through this year. I feel like now things are starting to settle down and things are starting to look up. I'm still broke. It's not like now I have money. No, I'm still broke. I'm still trying to hustle, trying to make money here and there. It's been difficult because, especially for a lot of like blogging work and like brand campaigns, sometimes I'm just too late. I'm just too like busy trying to do other things that I don't have time to schedule shoots, to do this, to do. It's been a lot, but I'm taking things a day at a time and trying to remain calm through it all. So don't worry, the content is coming. Just be patient with me. Yeah, let me know what you thought about this video. If you guys want to share with me anything you've been going through this year, leave it in the comment section below. I will definitely respond. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that things are not always like, happy-go-lucky. It's not always like sunshine and daisies. Like, I also go through very tough times, and I want to like remain true to you guys. So that's what my YouTube channel is for, just real talks, and even my blog. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Before I keep rambling on, let me end this video here. Like this video if you did, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel because more videos are coming very soon. So until next time, bye.